Good morning, students. From 16th onwards, you have SA1 exams. So, you have 1 to 5 lessons portion for SA1 exams. Now, in this video, I am explaining the revision of chapter 3 synthetic fibers and plastics. So, this video helpful to you and I covered all the points. So, once if you listen, you can attempt any question. Let us start. Fibers are mainly two types, natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers we can obtain natural sources or natural materials. These natural fibers we can obtain from plants and animals. From plants we can get cotton fiber, and from animals we can obtain silk fiber and woolen fibers. Now coming to the synthetic fibers. These fibers is known as artificial fibers because these fibers are man-made fibers, and these synthetic fibers made of polymers. What are polymers? Polymers are nothing but many monomers combine and form a long chain. So this long chain is known as polymers. And these synthetic fibers we can obtain from the petroleum based chemicals or the petrochemicals, and these chemicals are subjected to various chemical process to obtain synthetic fibers. Due to these reasons, these fibers are known as synthetic fibers or otherwise artificial fibers. These synthetic fibers in this examples are nylon, rayon, acrylic, polyester and plastics. So what are the examples of synthetic fibers? Nylon, rayon, acrylic, polyester and plastics. So each one I will explain clearly. Nylon fibers, for the preparation of the nylon fibers, the raw materials required are coal, water and air. And this nylon fiber was the first fully processed synthetic fiber. By using the nylon fibers, they are using for the preparation of ropes, fishing nets, tents, saris, stockings and socks, curtains, parachutes, etc. This nylon fiber is very strong, and this will be as strong as the steel wire. For this we have one activity. You take one iron stand. Nylon fiber is very strong. For that we have this activity. Take one stand, and to this stand you take the different kinds of threads, nylon, acrylic, cotton, like different kinds of threads you have to take it and tie to the rod. Another end should be free. To this free hand you have to tie with a pan such that we can add some weights on that. So take different kinds of the threads having the same length and add the weights. At which weight the thread is broken, you note down. So when you compare all the threads, nylon fiber and the nylon thread is very strong than compared to all. And this strength is equals to the strength of steel wire. Now coming to the rayon. This rayon is known as artificial silk. Actually, the pure silk is very costly. So the synthetic fibers we can obtain the artificial silk. Due to this reason, this rayon is known as artificial silk, and this is only the synthetic fiber we can obtain from the plant's cellulose. The raw materials used for the preparation of rayon are cellulose and or wood pulp and chemicals. To this wood pulp they will add some chemicals and they will prepare the rayon fibers. Due to this reason, actually wood pulp is the natural material, even though the rayon is known as a synthetic fiber. Why? Because by the addition of these chemicals it comes under a synthetic fiber. And pure rayon fibers are very weak because it is made up of wood pulp and it absorbs more water. Due to this reason, these rayon fibers are used in the carpets, not carpets, diapers, bandages, and linens. So it absorbs more water and it breaks easily. And pure rayon is used for only the diapers and all. So when the rayon is mixed with other fibers, either synthetic or the natural, and that fibers are used for blankets, bed sheets, carpets, and sanitary products. Not sanitary products, only for carpets. Next, coming to acrylic. This acrylic is known as artificial wool. This acrylic is known as artificial wool. Rayon is known as artificial silk and acrylic is known as artificial wool. And it is also known as fake fur. And the raw materials required for the preparation of acrylic are coal, air and water, and also oil and limestone. And this acrylic is spun by two methods, dry spinning and wet spinning. And by using this acrylic, they are used in the preparation of fleece, socks, sportswear, sweaters, carpets, etc. Next, the another one is polyester. These polyesters are very popular synthetic fibers because they does not get wrinkled easily and it is easily washable and it is very thin fiber. This in this polyester, terling is the popular polyester. In this polyester, terling is a popular polyester. Terling means where to this polyester when you mix with the terling. When terling is mixed with the cotton, we will get terrycot. When terling is mixed with wool, we will get it as terry wool. So these are the famous and the popular polyesters. Next, these fiber blends well with natural fibers. So here I used a word as blending. What is blending? The synthetic fibers are mixed with either two or more fibers, either with the natural fibers or any other synthetic fibers. Then the combining of all these fibers is known as a blending. Actually, if you take polyester, it is wrinkle free and it absorbs less water, but it irritates the skin. It is not skin friendly because in that some chemicals are added. Some chemicals were added. Due to this reason, we get some skin irritation like that. To avoid this, when this polyester is mixed with the cotton, when polyester is mixed with the cotton, we will get polycot and it is skin friendly to us. It absorbs less water and after the washing, it will not wrinkle. The maintenance also, it is very easy. Now, these polyester fibers are melted and spun. Due to this reason or this property, it allows the fiber to convert into different shapes and sizes. The base material of polyester can be used to make for fabrics to plastics. And here these are the examples of blending process. When rayon mixed with wool, rayon you can mix with cotton, rayon mixed with cotton I wrote 2 times. Polyester mixed with the wool, nylon mixed with the polyester. So blending is, by blending the process, we can obtain a good and required material. Now coming to the plastic. So the plastic is also a polymer and many synthetic fibers. Plastic is polymer like many synthetic fibers, but the monomers in plastic can be arranged in 2 ways. Due to this reason, we have 2 types of plastics. How many types? We have 2 types of plastics. If the monomers are arranged like linear side by side, then we'll call it as linear chains. If the monomers are arranged cross-linked, then we'll call it as cross-linked chains. See here the linear arrangement of monomers and the cross-linked arrangement of monomer. Due to this reason, we have two types of plastics, and we'll call it as thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. So first one, thermoplastics. Plastics which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent or known as thermoplastics. When you heat this plastic easily, it can be bent and we can get the deformed easily. So such type of plastics are known as thermoplastics. Example is PVC. This is used in the preparation of toys and pipes, cheap pipes, plates, things, etc. Next, coming to the thermosetting plastics. These are some plastics which molded ones cannot be softened by heating. Examples, there are two types of plastics are there in thermosetting, bakelite and melamine. Sometimes they may ask you what are the differences between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. So first you have to write the definitions of thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. And here you see ones. Thermoplastic is a plastic which will soften when heated and harden when cooled. Coming to this, once these plastics are molded into a shape and allowed to cool down, will remain in molded form and will not change their shape. And in thermoplastics, this polymer turns into a liquid when heated and freezes to a glassy state when cooled sufficiently. And coming to cannot be remolded. This thermosetting plastics cannot be remolded. So, and you have to draw that figures also. This is a 4 marks question. What are the differences between thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics? Now coming to the thermosetting plastics. Again there are two types of plastics, bakelite and melamine. So these bakelites are used in the handles of utensils, making electrical appliances including switchboards, alternative for pearls and jade. And why they are used these materials here in the electrical appliances and utensils? Because when you heat milk or when you cook any food in the, generally will prefer the metal utensils. So for when you heat it, it absorbs heat. They are the good conductors. So we cannot handle, we cannot change, we cannot hold it. So that's why they are using the plastic handles. So these plastic handles are made of bakelite, because these bakelite items are the poor conductors of heat and electricity. Now coming to the melamine products. So these products are used in the utensils. Here bakelites are used in the handles, but these melamine products are used in the preparation or manufacture of utensils. We can get the dinner sets, like glass sets, like that. So utensils and the other items of kitchenware are made by this melamine, and it is also used for the making of floor and the dress materials for their nature of fire resistance. Even computer and TV cabinets are also made of melamine only. This is about plastics. So very important question. What are the differences between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic, and the types of thermosetting plastics? Next, why do we prefer plastics? Because there are different qualities in plastics. Different plastics means thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic, they have the different types of properties due to this reason. What are the properties they have? First, easily moldable, and plastic material will not corrode easily. First of all, metals will corrode easily, but the plastic material will not corrode easily. Due to this reason, first we prefer plastics, and at the same time this can be converted into any shape and can be recycled, reused, lightweight, strong, durable, cheaper than metals. Colored, we can get the colored plastic items, but metals, it is not with metals where it is not possible, and it is melted, and we can get the new substances rolled into sheets and wire. Due to these reasons, we prefer plastics, and than metals it is very very cheaper and lightweight also. How you will identify the whether suppose if anyone if you want to test that fiber is a synthetic fiber or natural fiber, so how to identify these fibers? By using the burning test we can identify. Take different kinds of fibers, and by using the tongs you burn it. When it is burning it gives the smell. Suppose if the fiber gives the burning hair, then the yarn is wool or silk. If the smell like burning pepper, the yarn may be cotton or rayon. If the yarn melts in the flame, see the first two are burning, but the third one is melts in the flame. So if any fiber melts means it comes under the synthetic fiber, such as nylon and acrylic. This is important for 2 marks question. There are some disadvantages of these synthetic fibers. These synthetic fibers melts on heating, and due to this reason it catches a fire easily and it can be disastrous. This fiber melts and sticks to the body of the person who wears it. So we should not wear these synthetic clothes while working in the kitchen or in a laboratory. Washing and ironing also different for synthetic clothes. So here when you buy any ready-made item, it is given this on this either shirt or any item, on that it is given as symbols like this laundry symbols. So these laundry symbols gives the information about that particular item, how to wash, how to maintain this. Okay. Now coming to this resin identification code. These codes help you these codes or help you for the reuse, and by using the resin identification codes, these plastic materials we can send for the recycling purpose. We have 7 types of resin identifications. First one is PET, next HDPE, and PVC, LDPE, PP, PS, and others. So, and this is also important question. Sometimes they asked that draw the resin identification codes and explain. Now, what is biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances? First, we have to discuss about the decomposition. What is decomposition? Generally, different materials, they can take a different time, either days or months or years, for the decomposition. Means see, once certain materials can break down into smaller fragments in the presence of water, sunlight, and oxygen. These fragments get further broken down by bacteria. This process is called decomposition. So for the decomposition of different materials, it takes different time, either days, months, or years, depends on the material. See here, if a material which is easily decomposed by natural process is called biodegradable. Generally, if you take paper, wood, or any clothes, natural clothes like a cotton and all, these all comes under biodegradable, and easily they are get into the broken down into the small pieces, and easily decomposed. But coming to the plastic, it is not easily decomposed. it takes several years. Several years means it takes thousands of years. It takes thousands of years. So this comes under non-biodegradable. A material which is not decomposed by natural process is called non-biodegradable. So plastic is a non-biodegradable. But nowadays everyone we are using the plastic items. Why? Because they are cheaper, lightweight, and due to this reason all are using these plastic items. And due to the usage of these plastic items, there is a pollution on the earth, and it is occupied on the earth. So how to minimize the usage of these plastic items? For that, we have to follow 4R principle. What is this 4R principle? First, we have to use minimum requirement of plastic, and we have to save our earth from the plastic. For that, we have to follow this 4R principle. What are that? Reduce, recycle, reuse, and recover. First, you have to avoid the usage of plastic. Generally, for use and throw purpose, we are using the plastic. Any functions, we are using all the plastic items, plates, glass, and all. So, we avoid the usage of that use and throw process. Next, coming to the recycle. So, what are the items after the usage? That items we have to send for the recycle process, or otherwise you have to use several times. Then you give to the either poor or anyone. Then send to the reuse and recycle. Next, coming to the recover. For the recycling purpose, to identify the plastic, look at the recycling icon. The chasing arrows, inside the arrows there will be a number identifies the polymer. When the number is omitted as seen in the figure 17, the symbol is known as universal recycling symbol. Indicates generic recyclable material. This is very important diagram for 1 mark. Draw the universal recycling symbol. This recover plays major role in the solid waste management. For this, garbage of municipalities and the plastics occupies major share. So the solid waste should be converted into resources such as electricity, heat, compost, and fuel through thermal and biological means. So like that we have to recover the plastics. So this is about chapter 3, synthetic fibers and plastics. Prepare well. Thank you.